making a joke. Okay, so when you're ready, you can push yourself back into child's pose and just drop your bum onto your heels and walk your arms forward and just stretch it out for a little bit. Tanya, don't tell him that we were gossiping about him, please. And just walk it forward and relax. Later on today at lunchtime, I'm doing a video conference yoga class with Double OCL, the office I work at, where I do yoga on lunchtime. And that's quite a lot of fun. We've done, this would be our third lesson, wouldn't it, Tanya? It's a lot of fun. So another video conference class this afternoon. And just walk your hands to the left, stretch out this opposite side, keep your bum on your heels. You can put your right hand on your left hand if you want to stretch it out a little bit more. That's completely up to you. Bring it back to the middle and walk it all the way over to the other side. Same thing, keep the bum on the heels, stretch it over and just let the side work do its thing. Back to the middle. We're going to go up onto our hands and knees. We're going to push our knees back a little bit so that there's a diagonal line. Keep your shoulders strong and keep them locked out. And we're just going to go into a half push-up. So you're going halfway down and picking it back up again. Try and dip your chest past your hands. I think I didn't do that. Let's try again. Dip halfway down and pick it back up again. Last time, halfway down and pick it back up. Tuck your toes under and go into a downward facing dog. And really just stretch it out, walk it out, sway from side to side, get everything stretched out. Start to relax there. If you hear a cracking sound, that's me. I'm always cracking when I do stuff like this. And then just drop your heels behind your toes and stay in your downward dog. Open up, widen your fingers so that the pressure goes into your fingertips as well. Drop your heels behind your toes as far as you can, but don't force it. Back straight, tummy tucked in, and just stretch it out. Walk it out and walk it into the front of the mat. Keep your legs bent. Let your torso fall onto your legs. And then just let your hands go wherever they go. Relax your shoulders. And if you want, you can straighten out your legs a little bit, just a little bit. Not a lot of it. Bend your knees in again. Lift up into chair pose. Straighten out your back. Drop your bum back. Knees and feet looking forward. Arms next to your ears. So don't let it drop so that I can see your ears like this. Arms next to your ears. Tuck in your tailbone. Keep your back straight. Push your bum back. Straighten out. And relax. Okay, let's start our warrior sequence. We're going to take our legs wide as you can. And just make sure you don't slip. We're going to turn out the foot, the right foot. So you can all go to the other side, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Turn out your right foot.
What's left?
I know, but it's a mirror.
Oh, okay.
I think it works that way, don't it? Okay. Hips forward. Turn out the right foot. I hope I'm mirroring you. If I'm not, I'm really sorry. I'm not used to this.
You are.
Okay. Make sure that hips is turned forward, that back leg is strong. The big secret, if I have to tell you, is if you keep this right leg straight and you keep that bum tucked in, this is going to hold you up. So the back leg will take all the pressure and you won't get as tired in the front leg. So hands on your hips forward. Bend that knee in. Make sure your knee does not go over your toes, so you should be able to see your toes, and the knee pushes a little bit towards the little 3 toes, the last 3 toes. Back leg strong, bum tucked in. Try not to lean. We will lean as part of the work, but keep yourself nice and high. Shrug your shoulders back and just hold that position. Get used to it. Push that knee out if you have to. No one can see the minion, can you?
Yeah.
Now lift up the arms in a straight line. Make sure that they are straight if you look forwards and back. And we're going to lean forward a little bit. So the back is nice and diagonal. And come back to warrior two. Lean in again. And back to warrior two. Tuck your tailbone in. Straighten out that back leg. Keep that back bum tucked in. And again, lean in. And back to warrior two. We're going to lean in again and then go all the way back into a dancing warrior. Keep that front leg bent. Enjoy that stretch of the waist. Back to warrior two. Front hand on that knee and take it over into a side angle pose. Keep this arm behind your ear at the back. Nice straight line. Keep that bum tucked in. You can slide it down if you can, if you're not going to dip forward like this. If you can keep it straight and slide it down, do so. All the way back to warrior two. Take a nice deep breath in, straighten out that front leg. And again, into warrior two. So we go again. We're going to go a little bit faster. Dip in, come back. Exhale, dip in, inhale, come back. Last time, dip in, go all the way back into a dancing warrior. Back to warrior two. Side angle pose. Back to warrior. Straighten out that front leg. One more time. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale into a warrior. Okay, exhale in to the front. Inhale back. Exhale in. One more time. All the way back to a dancing warrior. Back to warrior two. Side angle pose. Stretch that waist. I forgot to say this, you can dip down a little bit. All the way back to warrior. Straighten out and relax. Step it in a little bit. Kick out that leg that's worked. Keep your knees bent. Keep your feet hip distance apart. We're just going to take a chair pose. We're going to sweep the floor. Lift it back up into chair. Sweep the floor again. And lift it back up into chair. Straighten out and relax. Let's do the other side. Take your legs wide again, nice and wide. Turn out the other foot, which will be your left foot. Make sure your hips are straight again. Make sure that back leg is tucked in. Engage your quads. Bend that front, bend that front knee in. Make sure you've got a nice little angle there. Make sure that back leg is tucked in and that tailbone is tucked in and the hips is turned forward. Open up your arms. Okay, we're going to lean in and hold. I think Louis is deliberately hiding behind me. And bring it back. Lean in and hold. And bring it back. Shrug the shoulders back, tuck in the tailbone. Last one, lean in and hold. and bring it back. Front arm on the, oh no, sorry, I'm lying. All the way back, sorry, lean in again, go all the way back into a dancing warrior. Stretch it out. I always do that, I always forget the sequence. On the second side, see, second side to the cheating side. Back to warrior two. Now you can go into a side ankle pose. Stretch out that top waist. Keep that bum tucked in. You can slide it down a little bit. Bring it back to warrior two. Straighten out that front leg. Turn your hips forward if you've kind of dipped a little bit. That's a dipped hip where your hips is not straight. And take a nice deep breath in. Exhale back into your warrior two. Okay, exhale, dip in. Inhale back. Exhale, dip in. Inhale back. Exhale in. Go all the way back to dancing warrior. Take a breath. Back to warrior two. Side angle pose. Stretch. Dip if you have to. Lift it back up to warrior two. Take a nice deep breath in, straighten out that front leg. Here we go again. Bend it into warrior two. Lean in, exhale. Inhale back. Exhale in. Inhale back. Exhale in. Inhale all the way back to dancing warrior. Back to warrior two. Side angle pose. Dip it if you have to. All the way back to warrior two. Straight now. Did we do three?
Yes.
I think we have to do another one. No, we won't. Step it in. The minion has spoken. Look at the minion is walking like this. Kick it out. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Kick it out. Bring your feet hip distance apart. Feet and knees looking forward. Lift up your arms past your ears. Shrug your shoulders back. Go into a chair pose. Sweep the floor. And lift it back up again. Sweep the floor again. And lift it back up. Straighten out. Hands in your chest. Kick it out. We've got a warrior one sequence and a warrior three sequence. So to the front of your mat, we're going to step back the right leg and just place that back foot on the floor. So it's about a 45-degree angle, but whatever suits you, you can even lift up that toes. If you really don't like that pressure in your ankles, you can just do a high lunge. Bend the front knee in, your hips is looking forward, your chest is looking forward, your shoulders is looking forward to the small end of your mat. You're going to lift up into a warrior one. Let me just move so that you can see my minion. Warrior one. Hold that. Now we're going to dip again. We're going to dip forward in a diagonal line. Keep the arms next to the ears. Don't drop them. And lift it back up. Tuck that bum in at the back. If you tuck that in, a lot of pressure goes off that front leg. We're going to dip it in again. We're going to hold that dip. We're going to take the right hand. We're going to sweep it all the way back and bring it back to arms next to ears, hugging your ears. Lift it back up. We'll do that one more time. Keep the tummy in. Dip it forward. Sweep that right arm back. Take a circle. Bring it back next to your ears. Hands down to the mat. Now walk, turn that back foot in and just tap it in a little bit so that you have balance. And we're going to lift that back leg up. Woo, the sofa is in my way. Okay, again, you don't have to straighten out that front leg. You're going to lift it up into a warrior three, keeping both hips down. Just hold your hands there for now. You don't have to have, you can have a bent leg at the front. You don't have to have a straight leg. We're going to bend that front knee in, bend the back knee in next to each other, the knees next to each other. So hold that position and push it back into warrior three. Bring it back in again. Hover that right leg off the mat and back to warrior three. Step it back into the front of the mat. Keep the legs bent, torso on your knees. Relax your shoulders. And roll it back up. Tuck your tailbone in. Shrug your shoulders back and relax. Let's do the other side. Step back your left leg and a 45-degree-ish angle. Bend the front knee in and hips forward. Make sure you're comfortable. Lift up your arms. Tuck that tailbone in, tuck that back bum in. We're going to dip it forward. And lift it back up. Dip it forward. And lift it back up. So next time we dip it forward, we hold. We take the left arm, we sweep it all the way back. Take a circle. Arms next to the ear again. And lift it back up. Warrior two. Bend that front knee and keep that front leg straight. Back leg, sorry. Getting tired, so I'm talking nonsense. Dip it forward. Sweep that left arm back. All the way back. Arms next to your ears. Take your hands down. Step that back leg in a little bit. Step that back leg in a little bit. And lift up that back leg into a warrior three. Torso straight, tummy tucked in. We're going to bend that left knee in, bend the right knee in. Come to the middle, but don't put the foot down. Push it back into a warrior three. Bend it back in again. And push it back into a warrior three. Bring that leg in again, put it on the floor. Bend your knees, torso onto your legs. Relax your shoulders. A little bit of glute medius work. If you felt that in the side of the hips, yay. And step it back to downward dog. Stretch it out again, walk it out. Enjoy that walk. Just relax a little bit. Splay your hands out. Lift up onto your toes. Push your back and bum back. But don't dip in too much. Don't let go of your spine. Keep it straight. Push your chest back and drop your heels behind your toes. Forwards to plank. Hold that plank. Push back on your heels, tuck in your bum, tuck in your tailbone. Push it back to downward dog. Just hold that stretch. You can walk your feet in a little bit if your heels doesn't want to go down, like mine. Forwards to plank. Back to downward facing dog. Keep your tummy in. Knees to the floor. Come back onto your hands and knees. And we're just going to walk, keep our bum lifted, walk our arms forward and dip our chest to the floor. I like that stretch. I wanted to see the time. Okay. Dip that chest to the floor. Come back up. Put your hands underneath your shoulders. Push into a cat stretch. Hold that cat stretch. Tuck your toes under. Downward facing dog. Walk it out. And walk it in to the front of the mat. You can have your legs straight in your back in a tabletop position. You can put your hands on your knees if you struggle with that. We're going to go all the way up in a straight line. We're going to do a little bit of hamstring dips. In a straight line, we're going to pivot from the hips and fall into a tabletop. So straight back, don't drop the chin. You don't have to touch the floor if you struggle with that. You can just hold on to your knees and shins. And we're going to exhale, getting the weight to the front of our feet into a forward bend. Let the crown of your head dip to the floor. And inhale into a tabletop. Hold on to your knees if you struggle. I'll give you an example. Exhale, drop the crown of your head down into a forward bend. Keep your tummy in. Inhale, tabletop. Weight to the front of your feet. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, tabletop. One more time. Pivot from your hips. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, tabletop. Hold that tabletop position. Go onto your toes. Place your heels down. Keep the weight to the front of the feet. Again, one more time. Exhale all the way down into a forward bend. Inhale, tabletop. Lift it up all the way to the top. Nice and slow. Pivot from your hips. Tuck your tailbone in when you get to the top. Hands into your chest. Bend your knees. Hands to the mat. Step it back to downward dog. Walk it out. Knees to the floor. Child's pose. Push your bum back onto your heels. Stretch out. And onto your hands and knees. You go. You can sit yourself down on your bottoms. We're going to take that wide, loose V feet again. Walk back. Loose V feet again. Okay, we can open up our arms, sit nice and high on our spine. We're going to take our left hand to our right foot and dip it down into that saw. Lift it back up, all the way to the middle, other side, take it down, go into that stretch. Lift it back up. Hands into your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Drop your shoulders down, arms next to your ears, let go of your hands. Dip it forward again, same principle as the forward bend, pivot from your hips. Only go to where you can, keep your back straight. Lift it back up, using your abs to lift you. And again, forward we go. Keep the tummy in, keep the back straight, let your head go diagonally up the crown of your head. Lift it back up. Drop your shoulders back, keep your arms next to your ears, lift it up, dip it forward. Now drop your arms, Hold that stretch where your back is straight. If you flex your feet, you are putting a little bit more pressure on the hamstrings, but you're engaging your quads. So do lift, flex your feet if you want to. You can walk it a little bit forward. You can grab your feet if you want to help it flexed. Hold that stretch where you feel it. Round out, look down towards your navel, round out your back and rotate it all the way back to the top. Shrug your shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath in. And bring your hands towards your chest. Lift your chest up to reach it. And you are done for today. Thank you very much for coming.